Next, guys, and session. Guys, like before I'm going to start the topics, so can somebody confirm? So I'm audible clearly, right? There is a no audio issue, like there is a no lagging from audio, right? Let me know.
No, Vedant, it's all good to go.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Sounds good, guys. Yeah. Okay. One more minute. Yes, I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Uh, yes. Guys.
Anyone here? Yeah, um, go ahead, Vedanta. Just wanted to ask you one more question. Anyone here who is a complete fresher here? Just raise your hand. I'll 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 ping you all separately in the chat window. Complete fresher, okay? Who doesn't have any IT experience in past? Who just thought that okay, fine, I'll join a demo. I'll see what is actually DevOps, or you wanted to move into IT. Someone like those, okay? Just ping. Just raise your hand. I'll ping you all. Go ahead, Vedant. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys. So, second. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, once again, guys. So like, welcome to LWPLabs. Okay. So let me introduce myself. So this is Vedant Gupta. Okay. So I'm having more than 10 plus years of experience in IT industry. Okay. So I have been worked on all product-based companies and multinational companies. So currently I'm working as a senior solution architect in one of the most popular reputed company. Okay, so I used to handle the entire day-to-day DevOps and MLOps and cloud ops handling things. Okay, so this is all about my short and sweet intro, guys. Okay, so now we will get into the topics. Okay, so so whatever the demo workshop we are going to conduct for the next 2 days, like today and tomorrow. Okay, so it is completely based on the Docker, Terraform, and Kubernetes. Okay, so one more thing, guys, I'm going to inform to everyone. So this is L2 level course. Okay, so means okay, the people who already having the experience on the basics of a DevOps, okay, then this course is going to be very helpful. And at the same time, the people who are willing to learn the DevOps for the first time, okay, so then you guys also don't have to worry about this because we are going to start everything from the scratch. Okay, so it's like the guy who is already having the experience. So for those guys, basics are going to be revised, and the people who are coming, okay, the people who are coming from the first time to learn the things, okay, for them it is a completely new topic, guys. Okay, so it is completely project based learning. Okay, it is completely project based learning, guys. Okay, so it's not like that. Okay, so it's not like that. So I'm going to explain the complete Terraform theory and complete Docker theory and complete Kubernetes theory. Okay, so it's like 1 week entire theory and okay, 1 week entire theory, and later then we are going to do the hands-on. So it's not like that because that is completely traditional way of handling this. So here the beauty of the LWP labs is, okay, so here we will not completely focus on the theoretical topics directly. Okay, so we are going to directly jump into the projects. Okay, it's like so don't learn theory first, so learn theory with the projects. Okay, so learn theory with the projects. That is the ideal funda in the LWP labs, guys. Okay, so because this is working for a lot of people. Okay, so I hope this method is going to work for you also, guys. Don't worry about that. Okay, so when it's coming to the projects, okay, so most of the people will think like that. Okay, so I don't know the problem statement. Okay, so how should I do that one? Because I don't know the basics of the tool, but how I can able to perform the projects? Because all these things are the complete myths. Okay, you guys don't have to worry about that because see, we are not learning the theory. Okay, so we are directly jumping into the project. See, while doing the each and every project, so then we are going to cover from the basics to the advance of each and every tool, guys. Okay, so this is our entire course curriculum. Okay, this is our entire course curriculum, guys. Okay, it's completely 25 plus hours of training. So usually we used to say 25 hours, but it will go more than that, guys. Okay, because we are going to cover a lot of topics for the candidates, and so because if they are going to have any doubts, and we are going to take some separate Q&A sessions also will be there in between. So that's the reason. So we will promise for 25 hours, but honestly, I'm telling you, it will go more than that one. Okay, so these 25 hours, what exactly you are going to do? Okay, so what exactly you are going to learn? Okay, so you are going to learn 9 real-time projects. Okay, so guys, there is a difference between the project and real-time project, guys. Okay, so project means anybody can able to do. So in the real-time project means, so how exactly inside the organization, so how exactly inside the organizations we are going to do. In the similar way, we are going to learn the topics here, guys. Okay, so it is a first time in the industry, so we are completely learning from the project based. And one more thing is like, so you guys don't have to create the CV. Okay, so we are going to share the resumes for you. Okay, so your resume is already ready. Okay, so your resume is already ready, guys. So just I'm pinning this point. Okay, your resume is already ready. Now you have to start learning your resume points. So you have to start learning your resume points and start apply the jobs. Okay, we are going to provide the interview questions as well as, guys. Okay, so we are going to provide the interview questions. We are going to provide the CVs and all those things. Okay, you guys are going to learn it. Okay, so now it is completely, since I already told you, it is completely project-based program on the Docker, Terraform, and Kubernetes. Okay, so now, so these are some of the testimonials, guys. So I'm not going into deeper level. Okay, so now I will jump into the course curriculum. Okay, so the entire course has been divided into the different modules, guys. So each module will have a major projects. Okay, so these are the module level projects. And you are going to have a CI/CD projects, guys. You are going to have a CI/CD projects. Okay, see, let us go to the Terraform course curriculum. Okay, so guys, the people who are completely new to the DevOps, you guys don't have to worry. Okay, you guys don't have to worry. Okay, so it's very easy. Okay, see, it's very easy, guys. So, but when you guys are hearing the first time these words, then it will be a little bit difficult. But okay, but once you guys are jump into the sessions and you guys are start doing the practice, these are the very easy, guys. Okay, so now, so in the Terraform, okay, so Terraform is nothing but completely infrastructure as a code. Okay, so I'm going to give a little bit brief about the Terraform. So Terraform is nothing but, so you want to deploy an application. Okay, so to deploy an application, you need a server. Okay, so you need a server, guys. For example, you want to deploy these kind of servers. Okay, so how you can able to create these servers? So these servers we can able to create manually. Okay, we can able to create using the code. Okay, that is nothing but infrastructure as a code. That is what all about the Terraform. Okay, that is what all about the Terraform, guys. Okay, so we are going to start our sessions with the Terraform. Okay, so while doing with the Terraform, so we need to learn some kind of cloud basics, and we need to learn some kind of authentication and authorization between the cloud platform and the Terraform tool. Okay, so how many ways we can able to do the authentication. So all those kind of things we are going to learn, guys. Okay, so how we are going to learn? It's not like that. It's not like that directly we are going to jump into the theory. Okay, so we are going to start our project one in the day one itself only. So project one, day one itself only, guys. Okay, so we will take the project statement. Okay, so we are trying to deploy. So we are trying to decode each and every word, guys. We are trying to decode each and every word. Okay, so now, for example, if you take this particular project statement, okay, so if you take this particular project statement, I'm going to come to this architecture diagrams, guys. Give me some brief. Yeah, so if you take this particular project statement diagram, right? So here we need to learn a lot of topics, guys. So first we should know what exactly mean by the Tomcat application. Okay, so what exactly mean by the EC2, what exactly mean by the Terraform, what exactly mean by the infrastructure. Okay, so like this, we are going to break down the each and every word in the project statement. Okay, so while doing these kind of projects, we are going, okay, you are going to learn all these kind of topics, guys. All these kind of topics. So you are going to learn in the Terraform, like understanding and basic building blocks of the Terraform code and what kind of provisioners we are going to have it in the Terraform. And so how to create a public modules. And for example, see, you guys are working in one organization. Okay, so you are working in the project A and another guy is working in project B. Okay, so you want to okay, so both guys supposed to be do the same kind of work. So you want to share the Terraform script from project A to project B. So how you are going to share those kind of codes? Okay, so how you are going to create a modules and how you are, okay, so we are going to learn how to use the public modules also. Okay, because somebody has created the modules, but we want to use that module. So how to create those kind of modules. Okay, so all those topics we are going to learning in the Terraform, guys, while doing these two major projects. Okay, these two major projects in the module 1. Okay, so once Terraform will be completed, and we will go into the Docker, guys. It's a container tool. Okay, so guys, so here I'm going to cover. Oh, one moment, guys. Somebody is posting some message.
No, Vedant, you can continue. I'm just
sorry.
posting and answering folks
Yeah,
over
okay,
the chat
okay.
window.
Yeah, okay, sorry, Rahul. Yeah, okay. So now what exactly? So here, guys, knowingly or unknowingly, so we are going to learn some kind of a system designing topics also, guys. I'm honestly telling you, so nobody will teach you system designing concepts, okay, in the DevOps or in the day-to-day in the DevOps or in the Kubernetes training. Because what happened, so what happened in the real-time scenario, so everybody will start learning the tools. Okay, so everybody will say like that, okay, I'm a Kubernetes expert and I'm a Docker expert, I'm a Terraform expert. Okay, see, you are expertised in the tool, but you don't know how to use the tool to make existing architecture convert into the containerization. So that is also will play a major role, guys. Okay, so that's the reason. So we are going to learn what exactly problems before the Docker. Okay, so how industries are going to serve their application before containerization topic came into the picture. Okay, so what exactly the problems after Docker? Okay, after Docker is going to solve. Okay, because at the end of the day, every organization is going to spend a lot of time, okay, to save the money and to provide the applications with zero downtime. Okay, so how we are going to do all those things? Okay, and again we are going to learn about the Docker architecture. Okay, and again we are going to learn about how to install the Docker, okay, in the different kinds of platforms. So for example, let's say Linux. Okay, so how to install the Docker? Let's say you are using the Windows. So how to install it on the Windows, and you are and you are using the Mac, then how to install in the Mac. So it's irrespective of the different operating systems. So how we are going to install the Docker. Okay, and again, one moment, guys. Yeah, and again, we are going to learn some core topics about the Docker image, and so how we are going to build our own custom Docker images, and how we are going to push the Docker images to the Docker Hub repository. So all these things we are going to learn while doing these two projects, guys. Guys, if you clearly observe the project names, okay, so every time you are going to deploy an application. Okay, so every time you are going to deploy a application, guys, because what happened, that is what I'm telling you, guys. So everybody will start teaching you the tool, but nobody will teach you so how to use this tool to deploy an application. Okay, how to deploy this application, guys. Okay, so even when it's coming to the Docker, then you guys are going to deploy develop changes to the production server using Docker tool. Okay, so how you can able to deploy? So because there is a difference between the pre-production environment and production environment, dev environment, testing environments will be there, guys. Okay, so each and every environment, so how you are going to be maintain the deployment, so how you are going to be maintain the CI/CD pipelines. Okay, so that is how we are going to learn, guys. Okay, so and again we are going to learn so how to run the Java-based project with the Tomcat server, integrate with the Apache. So if you guys clearly seen in the above statement, so here we are going to learn in the traditional method using the infrastructure as a tool. Okay, so now when it's coming to the second CI/CD project, right? So yeah, so I can see another project. Okay, so when it's coming to the another project, right, the same topic we are going to do, we are going to use the Terraform tool, and we are going to introduce the we are going to introduce the containerization.
Vedant, I think you are muted. Vedant, I think you need to unmute yourself.
Yeah, yes, guys. I don't know. Unfortunately, the Zoom was automatically closed. Guys, now you can able to see my screen, right? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So now what happens? So we are going to perform the project manually, and at the same time, we are going to implement the containerization technology for the same project, guys. Containerization technology. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Containerization technology. Okay. So now once once the Docker will be the completed, and we are going to the one of the most important tool for each and every DevOps engineer to crack the interviews in nowadays, guys. It's a Kubernetes, guys. Okay. So what exactly mean by the container orchestration? Okay. So because see, we learn about the infrastructure, so infrastructure, and we learn about how to create. Okay, we learn about the containerization technology, and we are going to learn about the container orchestration, guys. Okay, container orchestration. What exactly mean by the container orchestration? So all those things we are going to learn. Okay, all those things we are going to learn, guys. But in each and every tool, we are going to do the lot of projects, guys. So a lot of projects. Okay, so how to create a EKS cluster, and how to create a, okay, so how to deploy an application onto the EKS cluster. Okay, so while deploying the cluster, so you are going to set up a lot of things. Okay, so you are going to set up a lot of things, like if it is application is a 3-tier architecture, then you have to set up the front end, back end, and internal communication, and you have to connect the database, and you have to send the secrets. All these things we are going to do with the projects, and at the same time, okay, this is one of the most important projects, guys. Okay, so converting monolithic application into the microservices. Okay, so because the main intention about the cluster, the main intention about the Kubernetes. Okay, so to make our application high availability, so for that, how we are going to make. Okay, so how we are going to set up the application. Okay, so in that particular process, we are going to learn about microservices and how we are going to deploy the microservice using the Kubernetes cluster. And at the same time, we are going to use the GitHub Actions. Okay, so to deploy the projects into the cluster, guys. Deploy the project into the cluster. And at the same time, we are going to learn about the monitoring. Okay, so monitoring is one of the most important topic, guys. Okay, so using this monitoring tool, so we are going to monitor our cluster, and we are going to be take some kind of metrics to make our, okay, to understand our application performance, to understand our cluster performance. Okay, to understand about the behavior and response of the cluster and as well as application also, guys. So these are the major projects. So these are the major projects which we are going to cover, guys. If you clearly see, while doing these two projects, you are going to learn all these topics, guys. Okay, so because see, these are the module level projects, and these are the major projects. These are the major projects, guys. So while doing these projects in the Docker, you are going to learn all about this particular topics. And while doing the 1, 2, 3, so while doing these 5 projects, you are going to learn about all these Kubernetes topics, guys. You are going to learn about all these Kubernetes topics, guys. And one more thing, okay, so we are going to spend more time on the Kubernetes, guys, when you compare with the other tools, because Kubernetes is more important. It is a vast, okay, so we are going to learn about the different ways to create a cluster, right? It's like a declarative method and imperative method. Okay, so when it's coming to the imperative method, and we need to write the YAML files. Okay, so then we are going to take some basics of the YAML also during the sessions, guys. Okay, And again, we are going to understand about the ECR repository, and we are going to understand about the Helm charts, and we are going to learn about deploying the application using the Helm charts, guys. Deploying the application using the Helm charts also. And again, since I already told you, okay, monitoring the cluster and the application. Okay, this is what whole important, guys. So if you clearly observe the projects, okay, so initially we are going to start with the okay, so manually to create the infrastructure, we make the automation. Okay, then later slowly we make the we make the applications into the containerization. From the containerization, we started learning about the container orchestration, guys. So this is how we are going to learn our projects. We are going to learn the topics for the next 30 hours, guys. Okay, so now this is okay, fine. Okay, so every time I'm saying the project. So how we are going to learn? Okay, that is also one of the most important thing, guys. Okay, so so we are going to use the mind maps. Okay, so we are going to use the mind maps, and I'm going to cover all kind of prerequisites. So how to set up the entire whole cluster. So how to set up the work setup. Okay, so all these things we are going to, I'm going to teach you. Okay, so what kind of tools is required. Okay, so how we are going to set up the tools, that also I'm going to tell you. That also I'm going to teach you, guys. And yeah, so now this is our Capstone project, guys. This is our Capstone project. So Capstone project means this is the project which we all, so this is a project which we already deployed for one of the most reputed organizations, guys. Okay, so now these kind of architecture diagrams, okay, so we are going to draw the architecture diagrams in the day one itself only, guys. So in the day one itself only. Okay, so just I'm going to little bit about this architecture diagram in detail. Okay, you see, this is the microservice application which we are going to deploy into the AWS cloud platform. Okay, so to deploy the microservice architecture application into the AWS cloud platform, so we need a lot of different services is required, guys. So we need a VPC, we need a region. So we are choosing the region for the high availability. Okay, so and we are going to do the public subnet and private subnet. We are going to set up the Kubernetes cluster and ingress controller, and we are going to push the Docker images into ECR repository. Okay, from the ECR repository, we are going to deploy the applications into the Kubernetes. And again, so these pods are going to communicate with that RDS database. So how the secrets are going to be configured. Okay, all these things we are going to learn, guys. We are going to learn in this entire 30 hours of program, guys. Okay, and see, these are the basic architecture diagrams which we are going to do in our day-to-day life, guys. Okay, this is the Terraform work setup. Okay, so let us imagine, because damn sure I'm going to tell you guys, nobody will teach you this much basic level of with the architecture diagrams. Okay, so you guys may think like that. Okay, so maybe 1 or 2 sessions only we are going to draw the architecture diagram. It's completely absolutely wrong, guys. See, you guys will see this is the one of the old batch architecture diagrams. Okay, see how many diagrams we are going to draw for every day. So we are going to learn the things in a very detailed and clear manner. You cannot imagine also. See, everything is architecture diagram. So we are going to learn the project from the basic level. Okay, so how application architecture will read this diagram. Okay, so as you are the DevOps engineer, so how you are going to read this diagram. Okay, so in real time scenario, what happened? Okay, somebody will tell you like that. Okay, so read this architecture. Okay, so they will give the architecture diagram and start implementing the changes. Okay, so in that case, if you don't have the architecture, if you don't have the knowledge to read the architecture diagram, it's very difficult to understand the diagrams, guys. So that's the reason we are going to focus more on the architecture diagrams to explain the each and every project in detail, guys. Explain each and every project in detail, guys. Okay, so now, guys, now floor is open for the questions about the course curriculum.
Yeah.
And anybody is having any doubts, any confusions on the topics or anything, just I'm going to give 5 more minutes to ask you.
Yeah. So before anybody asks like one question, just I wanted to highlight here one thing. So we are, from the very beginning, we are saying that we'll be explaining projects, and all. But coming to the point, like what exactly you understood? Anybody can explain, like anybody here who understood what is our methodology or how we are going to teach? If a working professional is here who is already working and who has ever taken any KT, he will understand. So something called KT, okay, knowledge transfer. So we'll consider here that maybe suppose you all are working for Infosys, and Infosys got a project from TCS. And now when Infosys is getting a project from TCS, it's the duty of TCS to explain Infosys what they are currently doing in the current project. And what are the, like we will consider an example that there are two teams in TCS. One is a build team and one is a support team, which is called the ops team, things like that. So a build team responsibility is to build the entire architecture, implement the architecture with the help of all these tools, which Vedant is going to explain, maybe Terraform, Ansible, Kubernetes, whatever it is. Okay. Because all these are related to one particular task, because maybe TCS is working for, suppose, a company called FedEx, and FedEx is having a website, and that website TCS is managing, correct? That is the part. So we will also go with that example. We'll say, okay, if there is a client called FedEx, FedEx is giving you one project TCS, and then there is a website which is getting exposed to internet. Now, how will you expose it? How will you run that particular application? Where will you run it? In Kubernetes or in EC2 machine, or maybe on ECS, wherever it is. But ultimately, we will run it in AWS. So TCS need to give knowledge transfer to Infosys. And you all maybe think that I'm from Infosys. Like how TCS will give? They will not give that much time. They will only give 1 month or 2 months. 30 hours is like too much. But then Infosys need to gather all those things, and they will have to apply for it. They will have to work, like after TCS is going, the catching team, which is Infosys, need to catch all those things and they need to work. Similarly, now you will do the same thing. Okay. So here is our example, which we are actually focusing on mainly now. That Vedant is going to do the same thing. He is going to give you KT, which is called knowledge transfer, and that is the reason this kind of training is little different from a kind of legacy kind of trainings, where we will just focus on some projects. You will gain that experience, you will implement the project with us. Maybe you will face challenge, some concept problems, some errors which you will be taking our help and fix all those things. Once you have that experience, put that in your CV. Change, if you are a Java guy, delete all the Java experience, put this DevOps experience last 4 5 years, and go for job. Never tell in your interview that, okay, i'm a I'm a trained professional and hire me. Nobody will hire you because you are a trained professional. There are 200 trained professional, or maybe 2000 2 lakh trained professional going on in market. If you apply in your same company, maybe somebody will give somebody will give you some project. But then if you are applying for different company, nobody will hire you because you are a trained professional. So having said that, this is our mechanism. We'll give you one resume. With the help of that resume, you will implement the resume with us, and then finally you will start applying for job with that particular resume, wherein 5 years of last experience will be DevOps experience. That's it. Now you can ask your questions, guys. Anyone having any question?
Yeah, guys, now floor is open for questions. You guys can ask any questions, guys. Anything related to the technology or course content and curriculum regarding this workshop, anything. So guys, okay, I think one question we got it from the So what exactly the fee? So it is going to support team is going to get back to you guys regarding the fees and enrollment process and all those kind of information. Okay.
So yeah, try to ask
Yeah.
technical questions, guys. That will be easy.
So you have been explaining about Kubernetes project. So I was seeing the new relic. What is meant by new relic?
Okay, New Relic is for monitoring.
So
Okay.
we
So
log
when you
the-
when you build something, suppose if you have a website, okay,
Mhm.
maybe abc123.com, and that abc123.com is a very critical website where a lot of customers are coming. Correct. So now if suppose that website is down, so you need to get some kind of an alert in your mailbox or Teams channel or Slack channel so that you can respond on it or your ops team can work on it. Correct. So you need a monitoring system, not just for the application, the website, you need for Kubernetes cluster. Maybe your Kubernetes cluster is having less CPU, less memory, less storage. Okay. Maybe the database is not responding good. Okay. The whole database is low. Okay. So I'll tell you today morning I was working and then the RDS was too slow. The database was slow, because of which the whole application was slow. So what will happen now? If the application is slow, customers will not be able to um, log in, and even if they log in, they will not be able to perform certain tasks. So our business will be hampered, right? So you need to fix those issues. But then how will you get to know about it? With the help of alerts. Okay, there are two kind of thing: proactive and reactive. So this is proactive.
So in new relic there will be logging system as well. I mean with the monitoring.
Sorry, can you repeat one more time?
New relic offered the logging system with the
Yeah.
monitor as well.
Your voice is too low. I'm not able to hear. You're saying New Relic is for monitoring? Yes.
And it supports for logging.
For logging. Log monitoring, you're talking about log? Means you're talking about login, LOGIN, or logging?
LOGGIN logging.
So login is a functionality. Okay. If you want to monitor logging, yes, obviously you have to write a JavaScript and you can put it in New Relic scripted browser monitoring, and that can do that. Right? New Relic is a monitoring tool. It can do anything, whatever you want to do. Okay.
So
Whatever monitoring you can do, you wanted to do, you can do it. Something is seeded with New Relic, which is coming as part of the service. Something is like custom, which you have to customize it. Okay, how will you customize it? Maybe you will have to write a JavaScript and put that in the scripted browser monitoring. Yeah, we'll come to those things when you understand the project. Okay, so this is like going in depth, but yeah, very good.
So-
You are asking questions. Okay,
so
I
coming
want
to
people to go ahead.
monitoring tools, do you have any recommended tools such as user friendly or Grafana is a monitoring tool, right?
Grafana is a monitoring tool, but Grafana is monitoring tool for container utilization, like how much containers are utilizing resources. Okay, maybe
Okay.
CPU. Okay, and so you can monitor cloud resources like EC2 with the help of CloudWatch.
CloudWatch,
Okay.
right? CloudWatch.
Okay,
CloudWatch
that
is
is
also
like
good tool, right? Right?
CloudWatch is a service of AWS.
Okay.
So AWS is what? It's nothing but a cloud. So what you have to think all of you currently think that you all are owner of a startup. Think like that. If you're the owner of a startup company, your main task is to serve your customers. Like I am a owner of LWPLabs. So I have to think that, okay, if any of you are going to my website, you shouldn't get an error page in our website, right? So what will I do? I'll have to think first, okay, where should I run my website? Because you all will be opening that website and it should be which cloud I can rely on, which will be always up and running. okay, which should not be down. So I will consider AWS or maybe Azure or maybe Google Cloud. Okay, so I will go for AWS. So AWS is a cloud service. The whole architecture, whatever you can see here in the screen, is built on AWS cloud. So you have to know AWS, which we will teach you. Then what you have to do, you have to create this kind of services, small services, which you can see here, maybe the EKS and the ECR and the code build. All these are services which will be helping your website to run properly. So all those things who will do? We will do as a DevOps engineer. How we will do? We will teach you in our in our course. So I told you that LWPLabs is a website. So where we will run this in the blue screen, if you see here, there are pod run mentioned here, pod in the EKS node group. We will run those application in the pod. Okay, now why exactly we are running in pod, not in EC2 machine, not in virtual machine, not in your laptop? Okay, why we are not running in your laptop? So we will have to understand that. Okay, there is something called Dockerization or containerization. There is something called virtualization. Okay, so we'll have to understand those things. So we will go in depth, but then ultimately you will implement that project, this big project. Once you do that, you're very much ready to go for an interview and crack an interview like this. Maybe not in first interview you will be able to crack. It will take 2-3 rounds, 2-3 companies. Okay, that is like, even with me also it may happen. Okay, if I go for interview, maybe first interview is not good. That depends on the interviewer mood. Maybe second interview is not good, third interview is not good, fourth, fifth interview you will be very confident and you will be able to crack it. It's like normal human beings. Okay, don't think in the very first interview you can crack, but then you have to implement this project in 25 to 30 hours. That's your goal, with the help of Terraform, which is called infrastructure as a code. We will use Visual Studio, like Vedant was saying you, that we will be having our system set up. We will set up our system with Visual Studio, and we'll set up like in real company. Anyone here is a working professional who already working in some field, who may be a DBA, Java developer, or a React guy? Anyone here who is from that background, working back?
Yeah, I'm a DevOps engineer. I'm senior DevOps engineer, but
You are a DevOps engineer, so you might have taken KT from some company, correct? Maybe
yes,
you have given a KT to some company. How will you give a KT? Similarly, we will also do the same.
sure, yeah,
Okay, so you may be understanding better what exactly I'm trying to explain, everyone.
yes,
Right? So our goal is that we'll try to replicate a real environment which we create in for real company. Same thing we will try to do in class also, but step by step, because here lot of freshers are there. Okay, but then it is very concise, so you need to learn lot of things. Okay, we will teach you 1 hour, you have to give your 2 hours. So every day 3 hours you have to give. So if we say 30 hours training, it is not just 30 hours training, it is 90 hours training. Why? Because we don't want you to go and study by your own 200 things. Whatever we are giving, what we are doing, if you do that only, it is like more than enough. Okay, because we will do things from scratch. Everything is in our GitHub repository. We'll give you code, we'll explain you code, but then you also have to understand the code, and you also have to replicate the same thing. Okay, yeah. Any further doubt? Okay, fees and all, let's join tomorrow, Usha, or anyone who is here who is asking about fees. Don't worry, fees will not be something which is going to make a big hole on your pocket. Okay, it will be very less. We just want we are startup from like 2021. We started our company, and then none of our course will be more than $300. Okay, so it will be very less. Don't worry. Okay, we'll focus on the fees tomorrow. Okay, our admin didn't join today. She is going to join maybe, and she will inform, or maybe I'll inform. Okay, by checking with her. But then we are considering this as a workshop where we want you all to understand some project diagrams. Okay, Now maybe Vedant can explain you that project, whatever we were doing. We will go through that project little bit in step by step, so that you know what exactly that project is. And if you have any other further technical question, you can ask. But then be motivated. I can assure you that this is one of the training which you might have attended, might not be getting any other places. Why? Because this is project oriented training, the real project. We'll not teach you from level 0, and we don't want to teach you like that. DevOps is a mix of everything, and we wanted to focus on that. We'll make you jack of all trade, so that when you go for interview, you can say that, okay, I have a working professional. I am not a trained professional. If suppose somebody is asking you some troubleshooting steps, you know how to do it. Why? Because you implemented that project by your own, in your own lab, rather than my lab, rather than any web browser based lab, right? So maybe Vedant, you can explain the project diagram, maybe the same project diagram which we were seeing a few minutes back.
Yes.
Okay. And then how the flow is going. So here you see, maybe I can explain. So maybe we see here the developers. First point is this developer who is pushing the code to Git repository. And then if you see here, there is a job which is running, the code build job. Okay, so what is this job is doing? It is fetching the code from Git and creating an image, pushing an image to ECR, and then that image is being pulled by the
Cluster. Rahul, I think your audio is on. Yeah. Yeah, guys, like what exactly here it is going to happen. Rahul, I think some issue with your audio. We are not able to.
I think now it's okay.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry for that. Actually,
Okay.
it's like late night here, so my system is dead, and my baby is crying in another room. So now I'm actually teaching from phone. So in this diagram, if you see, it's like very simple diagram. Okay, but for someone who is checking for the first time, it might be a little complex. So what exactly we are doing? Think like there are two people in your company. One is a developer, another one is a DevOps engineer. DevOps engineer task is to create this whole architecture. Developer task is to create the code, the website, and then we will have to deploy the code. Who? We means DevOps engineers. There are two parties, one developer, one DevOps engineer, and the other party, there is one more party which is called customer. So customer is just beside Cloudflare. There are three figure you can see. That is the customer. The customer will hit Cloudflare, and then from the Cloudflare it will go to internet gateway, and then it is going to go to the VPC. Okay, where we have our NAT gateway, where we have our firewall, and then finally it will come to our EKS cluster. In our EKS cluster, we will run pods. The pods will be deployed with the help of the image. How we created the image from the above step? You see that there is a old code build. So code build will help us to create the image, and then all this cluster will be monitored by the help of monitoring tool, which is Neuralink, which will do almost all the things. All. When I say it will monitor the Kubernetes, it will monitor the application. If any URL is failure, then it will also give an alert for that. And again, we will also learn here Helm chart. So all these things, whatever we will be doing, we'll be not doing just by manually. We will create the manifest file, the Kubernetes manifest file. We'll deploy using Helm charts. That's what we will be doing in this whole thing. And then there is a database also here.
Helm chart also we are going to create in this project.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, we are going to create the custom help charts, and we are going to deploy the objects in a cluster.
Okay.
And one more thing, guys, like I'm going to show you the repositories also. Like we are going to share all our code, guys. It's not like that only I'm going to do in the sessions, and so you guys can practice. So we are going to have everything will be shared. Okay, one moment. I'm going to share the I'm going to share the repositories also. Yeah. So if you go to the GitHub, right, so we are going to have a lot of repositories. Okay, so a lot of repositories. So here, so for labs, yeah. So this is our repository. Okay, so we are going to share all the code. Okay, so we are going to have a microservice application. We are going to have a Jenkins pipeline. We are going to have a Helm with Node application and LWP. So how to create a custom Helm charts for our application. And this is our entire thing. Like, so you are going to have a lot of things. So every day we are going to use the one single repository, and the code is always going to update. See the way how this repository is there, right? The similar kind of repository you are going to do it from your end. Okay, so you are going to do it from the your end, guys. So for the Terraform also, we are going to share the entire code. For Docker, we are going to share the code, and Kubernetes also we are going to share the code. So not only this one, guys. So every day we are going to have a Slack channel. Okay, in the Slack channel we are going to share all our class data. Okay, so it's like some of the openings which we are going to have it, and the people are going to ask a lot of questions in the Slack channel. Okay, I'm going to share my all whiteboard images every day. And the beauty is we are going to share the lab manuals, guys. Okay, so we are going to share everything lab manuals in the detailed manner. Okay, see, for example, let's take a Docker installation. Okay, this is the manual steps. And so this is the script. Okay, so how we can able to do how we can able to perform the same action with the different methods. Okay, so we are going to share the all codes, and we are going to highlight the syntaxes using the, okay, we are going to highlight the syntaxes, not only sharing the syntaxes, guys, we are going to share the result also. Because what happens, see, you know the command. Okay, so you run the command in the command prompt and you don't know the result. Okay, see, because we can able to learn the command, but what exactly this command is going to give the result. So that kind of things also we are going to share it from the basic level. So we are going to share it from the basic level, and we are going to share the all supporting documents to the each and every person. Because see, now here we can able to see a lot of people are asking the questions and discussing about the code. The code was developed by the one of the person. Okay, so who is completely from the non-IT background. Okay, so he started implementing his own scripting in his own. Okay, so he started doing all these things in his own after joining this entire work, after joining this course for maybe after 1 week itself only. Because the day one itself only we are going to start the scripting part, right? So then you guys will learn things very, very easily, guys. Okay, so this is all about intro to our course, guys. Okay, so once again, I'm going to ask you if you have any questions, then you can ask. Otherwise, we can jump into the prerequisites of this particular course, guys.
Go ahead, guys. This is 2 days free workshop. If I am you, I will be asking, I'll be bombarding with a lot of questions to our faculty.
Yes, definitely.
And you should also ask questions.
Yeah.
And one more thing, if anybody is looking for a job, we also help in job, okay, in India and US. What you have to do, only to these countries, okay? So if what you have to do, you can, how we help, we provide you CV, and we provide you some around, you have to give your Naukri profile to us so that we can actually modify things, okay? We can actually check what all skill sets are there, and you will be getting calls, okay, definitely, which we have done in past with a lot of students, and you will get calls. Okay, now we have implemented and we have team in our India who will actually do all these things. You will get calls for your interview, but then ultimately you need to crack. There is no backdoor we can actually do. Okay, but then you will get calls by modifying all those things, and you need to crack those interview. How will you crack? By learning, by not just, and again, don't depend that, okay, only in the first round only you will be able to crack. And don't get disheartened if things like that happens. You have to give at least 4 or 5 interviews to get that confidence, because mainly students, ultimately you are all students. You have learned something, but then when you go for an interview, you have to make a story. You have to build, and that requires a lot of confidence to build up stories. Okay, story is the main thing, like what you have worked on in past and how you are demonstrating that, and that will come with experience of giving interview. And that will take around 2, 3, 4, 5 interviews so that you can crack that. And definitely people are cracking it. We can share you some tomorrow. I'm outside now. Tomorrow I can actually share you some screen shares where on the Slack, I think we do get a lot of people who got job. We do have a lot of motivations. You can get those motivation from other people, and that they got job. So why not you? You will also get a job. So those are the things which.
I think again you lost your mic, Rahul. Yeah.
So Vedant, you can proceed with the prerequisite.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
fine.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys. So now when it's coming to the prerequisites for this course, okay. So okay, the first and most important thing is your time and interest. Okay. So and when it's coming to the prerequisites, so we should have a AWS account creation. Okay. So how to create this AWS account and all those things we are going to teach you. You don't have to worry about that. Okay. And we need to install the AWS CLI. Okay, so and I'm going to teach. Okay, we are going to teach you how to install the AWS CLI and how to install all this activity. And we should have a Visual Studio Code and we should have a Visual Studio Code plugins, guys. So AWS account creation in the sense, so AWS is coming up with a free tier account. Okay, AWS is coming up with a free tier account, guys. Okay, so AWS, so free tier. Okay, so AWS is going to give a free tier for 1 year. So you can able to use the, okay, few of the AWS resources in the limited. Okay, it's not like that fully AWS is going to give the resource usage. Okay, we are going to use, okay, some of the resources for 12 months free. Okay, so these resources are enough for your practice, guys. These resources are enough for your practice. Okay, so we are going to use all free resources to do the practice in our day-to-day sessions. Okay, it is completely 12 months free. So then how to create the AWS account? Okay, the people who are completely new, and I'm going to teach you exactly in the next session, guys, how to create AWS account, how to create AWS account, and we are going to install the AWS CLI. Okay, so AWS CLI is nothing but it's a command line interface for the AWS. We are going to use this AWS CLI package to communicate with our AWS account, guys, to communicate with our AWS account. Okay, so for example, see, we have the AWS account. So this is my AWS account. Okay, so this is my AWS account, guys. So this is my AWS account. Okay, and this is my laptop. This is my local laptop. This is my local laptop. So through the browser, I can able to access, see, through the browser, I can able to access the account, but I don't want to access through the browser because I want to create some of the AWS services, like EC2. So guys, don't worry about these namings. Okay, you guys will learn all these things. Okay, some of the service, okay, I can say X, okay, service A, okay, service A or service B. Okay, so these services I want to create using the script. These services I want to using this. Okay, I need to create these services using the script. Okay, using the scripts. Okay, so in this case, my local laptop supposed to communicate with the AWS account. Okay, my local laptop supposed to communicate with the AWS account continuously. So for that purpose, we are going to install the agent. We are going to install the agent, the AWS agent. AWS agent is nothing but AWS CLI. So using this CLI, we can able to communicate with our AWS account continuously. So again here we are going to do some kind of authentication and authorization concepts, guys, that we are going to see in the little bit later. Because I cannot cover everything into the 1 or 2 minutes because it's required a detailed explanation what exactly we are going to do that one. Okay, so this is what the AWS CLI. Okay, and at the same time, so we require a Visual Studio Code. So Visual Studio Code is nothing but it's a IDE, guys. So this kind of code editor. Okay, so this kind of code editor is required for us to write the code in the fast manner. Okay, so I can say the VS Code is nothing but it is an advanced version of the Notepad. Okay, the guys who are seeing this VS Code for the first time. Okay, I can say it is an advanced Notepad, but here we are going to have a lot of options in the Visual Studio Code, guys. Lot of options in the Visual Studio Code. So how to install this Visual Studio Code, that also we are going to teach you in clear manner. Okay, so how to set up this Visual Studio Code and how we can able to enable the all kind of options in the VS Studio Code according to our work, okay, according to our work and according to our infrastructure, guys. Okay, and at the same time, this VS Code is going to coming with a lot of plugins and extensions. So we are going to install. Okay, so how these extensions are going to help us in our day-to-day life, and how we are going to set up these extensions in the VS Code, and how we are going to configure, how it is going to help us. So all these things we are going to do the prerequisites in the next session, guys. Okay, so now. Okay, so now today I'm going to share the AWS account creation document with everybody, guys. Okay, so you guys can go through the document. One more minute. I think if document is handy, then I'm going to explain you that also. One moment, guys. Yeah, one moment. Yeah, it's a very simple, guys. It's a very simple to create a AWS account. Okay, one moment. Yes. It's available, guys. So I'm going to show you. Yeah. So AWS account creation, guys. I'm going to share this document with you guys. Okay, the step one is we need to go to the free tier AWS account, and so here we need to provide some of the basic info, some of the basic information about you guys. It's like an email address, password, and what exactly. Okay, so what is the main purpose of creating the AWS account? Then after we need to provide our contact information like mobile number and email address. So it is going to AWS is going to verify all these things, guys. Okay, so once this will be done, then we are going to add our credit card. So guys, don't worry about here. Okay, AWS is not going to charge single rupee also from your account. Okay, single rupee also from your account. So this is only for the verification purpose only. AWS is going to ask you to add the credit card. I think if you are creating the account from the India, I think 2 rupees will be debited from your card for the verification purpose. But don't worry, the 2 rupees is automatically going to credit after 1 or 2 days, guys. Okay, so then again, we need to confirm our identity. So identity is nothing but so whatever the mobile number or email which we given, right? So for that we are going to get some kind of OTPs. That OTPs we need to confirm it here, guys. So once account will be created, so here it is going to ask what kind of support plan you are going to expecting from the AWS. Okay, so since you guys are completely beginners and in the learning stage, always choose the AWS free plan only, guys. Always choose the AWS free plan. Okay, so once all these 5 steps will be completed, right? So then this is the landing page you are going to be landed. This is the landing page you are going to be landed, guys. Okay, so this is how we are going to create the AWS account. Okay, so once the AWS account will be created, then we need to create the IAM role. Okay, so we need to create the access key and secret key. That is what I told you, right? Because I have the AWS account, I have my local laptop. Okay, the AWS CLI agent is installed, but how my laptop is going to authenticate with my AWS account? Because in the AWS we have a lot of accounts, right? Because even I am also having the account. You guys are also having the account. So how? Okay, so how my local AWS CLI command prompt is going to communicate with my AWS account only. So for that, we are going to create a IAM role. So IAM stands for Identity and Access Management. Okay, so we learn about these AWS services, and again, we learn about the role creation. So what kind of access you need from the AWS? Okay, so whether you need a full access, or whether you need a read-only access, or whether you need a only upgrade access. So like this, we have a lot of IAM rules and IAM policies will be there, guys. Okay, using that particular policies, we are going to set up a IAM role. So once role will be created, and we are going to get the access key and secret key, guys. Okay, so it's very simple, guys. The access key and secret key is nothing but it's like a passwords for your Gmail or Instagram or Facebook or Amazon accounts. Okay, Amazon accounts, but those accounts are the user-based accounts. Then we are going to have only the passwords, but these are the cloud-based accounts, and it is going to use the it is going to provide a lot of infrastructure resources to create in the cloud platform, right? So in the security point of view, we are going to have a access key and secret key. So you need both access key and secret key to access the AWS account, guys. Okay, so this is how we are going to set up, and I'm going to show you what exactly the setup we are going to do it for the tomorrow next session. See, this is what exactly we are going to do that in the next session, guys. Okay, Terraform workspace setup. So this is my laptop. Okay, this is you guys. Okay, this is you. So you are a DevOps engineer, upcoming DevOps engineer, or upcoming DevOps professionals. Okay, so this is your laptop. Okay, you are going to install the AWS CLI. Okay, then you have a AWS account. Then how to create a IAM role. Okay, so what exactly this role is going to have a permissions and how to access this role to the AWS CLI. So once this will be done, then again, we are going to learn how to install Visual Studio Code and how to create a workspace. What exactly mean by the workspace? Okay, so how this workspace is going to be, okay, cloned into the GitHub repository. Okay, so then how exactly Terraform is going to install the Terraform. So what exactly mean by the Terraform workspace and how we are going to create a resources in the, how exactly we are going to resources in the AWS cloud environment, guys. So this is, I can say it's a prerequisite project, guys, to set up the environment, to set up your local environment, guys. This is a very, very important. The next session, we are going to implement this entire local workspace, guys. Okay, this entire local workspace. And one more thing is, guys, so I'm not going to do all these actions. I'm going to ask you I'm going to ask you one of the candidate to share his screen, okay, share his screen, and I'm going to give you only the instructions, and the candidate supposed to do the lot of things. Okay, so here you guys can consider me. Okay, so don't consider me as a trainer. You guys can consider me as a your colleague or your peer in your organization. Okay, so whatever the learning journey we are going to have it for the next 30 hours is like a your KT session. Okay, so your KT session, you guys think like that already you got the job. Now you are in the training phase. Okay, so after training phase, you can start implementing the things. You guys can consider like me in that manner. Okay, so that's it, guys. That's it from my side. Okay, we will meet on the next session. I hope you guys enjoyed the all content, whatever we discussed from the last 1 hour. Okay, so let me know if you guys have any questions. Okay, guys, any questions? I think most of the people are easy to ask the questions, but don't worry, guys. Okay, so feel free to reach out to us. Okay, so if you have any basic question also, don't worry, we are going to explain in detail. So thanks for joining the day 1 of the workshop. So kindly join the day 2 of the workshop also, guys. You are going to learn a lot of things. Okay.
Okay, totally how many projects we are going to do?
Okay. Can you repeat your question, Uday?
Totally how many projects we are going? Yeah.
So we are going to do around 9 projects. Okay. Let me show the course curriculum once. Okay.
So tomorrow we are going to work on Terraform templates, right?
Yes. Tomorrow we are going to work. So tomorrow we are going to do our first prerequisite project. So how to set up
using Terraform.
Yeah, using Terraform. Yes. Using Terraform.
So we are going to deploy it also in Kubernetes.
Yes. What would Kubernetes?
Yeah, we are going to deploy that application after.
Yes. We are going to spin up the instances using the Terraform. That tomorrow we are going to do it very detailed manner. Okay. Yes. Any other questions?
Thanks, Vedant, for taking the session.
Okay.
I think we are good to start tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And here we are going to create the EKS cluster, right? This is done by the customized module, right?
Yeah, customized module. Not only EKS. So basically we are going to highlight the EKS initially, but so if you go, okay, so but initially we are going to learn how to set up cluster using the different methods. Like we are going to have a 𝐂𝐴DM. So using 𝐂𝐴DM, how to set up a cluster, using Minikube, how to set up a cluster, and using EKCTL. So it's like a like AWS services. Okay, and again we are going. Okay. Again, if you need, we are going to provide how to set up cluster in Azure environment also.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So everything, like we are going to learn standalone and we are going to learn the proprietary services as well as. Okay. Yeah.
One question.
Yeah. Okay.
So for creating the cluster, we need to have the credits, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So how we are going to do that?
So that will come under the free tier only. That will come under the free tier only. So we can use that. Okay, because it's not like that. So we will spin up the cluster and we will keep like that only. Okay.
So it will be, so you just have to use free tier, guys.
Free trial
Okay,
only.
and obviously it will charge you. Yeah, obviously it will charge you for few services, the EKS cluster when you create. But then as you are using Terraform to do that, use Terraform only to delete the cluster.
Yes, yes.
Okay, as soon as you done, but then don't pay the any amount in Amazon. We will suggest some students do that.
Yes.
But our suggestion will be don't go and pay the amount. You can raise, so Amazon will give you 3 months time to pay the bill. So for 3 months you can keep the amount, and then rest later. What you can do, you can raise a ticket once for all the 3 months that we want a waiver for it. Why? Because you are a student and you're just studying for your certification. Okay,
Yes.
so that's what you can do. But then we don't give any free credits. Okay,
Yeah.
it's like creating a real lab environment. So think that it's your lab environment and you're doing it for your own good. And if you have to pay around 500 rupees, which is like nothing, not even $10, so then you may have to pay that. Okay, but then if you follow whatever we do, you will not end up paying any amount, but you
Yes.
need to follow whatever we are saying.
Yes, yes, perfectly. Yeah. So
In this course curriculum, do we touch Azure? And one more thing is, how many monitoring tools we are going to touch?
So yeah, so in this course, like we are okay, so we are not going to cover the Azure. So honestly, I'm telling. So this is completely mostly on the AWS only. But if you need Azure, then because we are going to provide the content also. So we are going to tell how to do same things in how to perform same things into the Azure platform as well as. So when it's coming to the monitoring, right? So here we are going to cover the monitoring, which is like so New Relic and Grafana and Prometheus also. Okay, so we are going to do the in-house, so like inbuilt Kubernetes health props, and at the same time, so we are going to do with the monitoring with the New Relic and monitoring with the Grafana and Prometheus. So these are the three major tools we are going to use for monitoring. Okay, so any other question? Yeah.
Kibana is also monitoring tool, right? Kibana.
Kibana, yes, but we are not going to do that. But because New Relic is going to have a lot of features in that. Yes. So it is a ELK stack. So that is also Kibana is a log reading tool, I think so. So because we are going to, you can start implement, because see guys, ideally Fonda is like that. So how you can integrate one tool with the cluster? Okay, because because we all need to adapt the technology like that. Because see, today I'm going to work on New Relic. Maybe the next project, so the next project client is going to ask implement same thing on the Prometheus. Okay, so another project client is going to ask implement same thing into the Zabbix, because we have a lot of tools will be there, guys. So ideal Funda is to understand how we need to enable the monitoring. So what kind of metrics we are going to set up for that. So those are the most important. See, tool is not important. Okay, so I can say, see, first you know the concept, and first you know what exactly we need to enable for the monitoring. Then later we can focus on the tools. That will be the major Funda. Okay, yeah. ELK stack is third party, right? Yes, it's a third party. Yes. Yeah. Yes, any other question? So now you can do the log monitoring using New Relic. Yes, log monitoring. Yes, New Relic. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So guys, any other question, technical question and non-technical? Okay. So guys, sessions are going to be okay. Sessions are it's like a 1 hour session for every day. So weekly we are going to have a 4 to 5 sessions. Okay, so like so weekend we are not going to take any sessions. Weekend is for your whole and soul practice. Okay, so if you have any doubts or anything, so we are okay. So once if you done with the enrollment, right, so you will be added into the Google Classroom and Slack channel and the WhatsApp number. Okay, so WhatsApp group, and I'm going to tell you guys, okay, none of the institution you will not able to contact with the trainer directly, but here it's not like that. So I will be there in the WhatsApp group. If you have any question, anything, you can ping me at the any time. Okay, because I know a lot of students are going to ping me at the even late nights also. Because what happens, so I know you all guys are working professionals. Okay, so you might be start practicing in the late nights. okay, you might be facing some errors. Okay, so for you to fix the error, it may take 2 to 3 hours. Then you can ping me in the WhatsApp, so I will be available. Okay, so not only me, okay, we have a Slack channel will be there. So a lot of folks will be there. Okay, so if you have any doubt, you can post in that Slack channel and WhatsApp group. So like me, there are different trainers also available and other students also available. They are going to help you in the all scenarios, guys. Okay, that is how we are going to handle the errors and we are going to handle the practice for the all candidates. Okay, so I hope you guys are enjoyed the session. Okay, so kindly join the tomorrow day 2 of the workshop also, guys. It's completely free. So tomorrow we are going to do the hands-on prerequisite project. It's very excited, guys. You will learn a lot of things. Honestly, I'm telling you. Okay, so that's it, guys. That's it from my side. We'll meet on the next session. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.